Alright, this video I'm going to go over installing a factory chrome grill. Some people like them, some people don't. I threw one on this one because I figured why not. So what you're going to need to do, unless you're going to replace this entire radiator support, is to remove this grill cover. There's a screw here, a screw here, a screw here, a screw here. You have to remove this panel, and then there's two more screws coming up from the bottom on little tabs. You don't have to remove these to remove the grill cover, but I would recommend doing it. There, on this particular one, there was adhesive. So there was adhesive on each one of these teeth in the grill. And then there was double-sided tape here and double-sided tape here on both sides. Now, because I had a radiator support that was already off, what I did was I took a heat gun and a putty knife, and very carefully, I heated this up, but very carefully went under it with a putty knife. And I was able to break free from the old double-sided tape that was here, and the same from here. I went down this way with it. You can't go near here because this is beveled in towards the light. It's sort of flat here. When it came to the teeth, once I had both sides loose, when it came to the teeth, basically I just kept going over it with the heat gun, and eventually the adhesive just released. Like, I was able to just pull the grill off. Now once the grill was off, these are not stainless, these are chrome. So once the grill was off, I take chrome polish and polish in here where these cuts are, these relief cuts. The back of it, I had to take a wire wheel and clean some rust here and there, and then I put some rust killer on top of it. Some Rust-Oleum rust killer. Now to put this back on, let me back up. I've also seen these where this was not adhesive. It was double-sided tape, like 3M tape on the teeth. So to put this back on, I used double-sided 3M tape after everything was wiped clean. So I didn't use adhesive, double-sided tape everywhere. I had to cut these off on the donor, on the grill that this, on the rad support that this grill came off of. I had to cut every one of these bumpers off. Now you're not going to have these two middle bumpers without the chrome grill. What you will have is these blocks, and they have like a nipple sticking off the end that you just push down into the radiator support. I had modified these for temporary while I was waiting for these to come in. So these are the same as these. Now, since the old things are not screwed in, they're pressed in, you will need to add threaded inserts here and here. And you're also going to need to add threaded inserts on the bottom for the two screws that are coming up from the bottom. The holes are 3/8. So the grill, the rad support that this came off of, I don't know what year it came off of. Like I said, this was glued and then it was taped in this area. Now, these were all held on with a well nut. This well nut, the head is too thick. I was able to take the heads down on them, but this is what I was able to get at a reasonable price. The screws are 10/32. I used 1-inch screws. There's nothing behind there, so if they're too long, it won't make a difference. These are well nuts are pretty deep. If I had to order them again, I would try and get a shallower well nut and one that had a more flat top on it. But again, these were cheap, and it's easy to modify these. It's just rubber, neoprene or something. I believe it's rubber. And it's got a brass nut insert there. So all I did was clean it up, double-sided tape where the adhesive was on the teeth, replace double-sided tape in these areas, degrease the whole grill and press it on. Now the factory, it seems that this seam here, from here and then the whole front, they painted it black before the grill goes on. And we'll go out to this Jeep out here because I'm going to show you something different. I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what year this came off of. This black grill here is the one that chrome grill cover came off of, and you can see it's got some type of adhesive. It's actually sticky, so I'm not quite sure what that adhesive is. It says sticky. You can see the tape was here, and there's a mark where the tape was here. The same on that side, and you can see there's a well nut. So this, for whatever reason, had well nuts, and everything was seized, so I just ended up cutting them off. It's hard to tell on this grill because this grill looks like it may be black off a black Jeep, but from here forward this was all black. Now if you go over to this Jeep, this red one here, I didn't notice this until after I did the chrome grill, because I was going by what that grill over there was showing me. This Jeep obviously had a chrome grill, because you see it's red and then it's been painted. The whole front is like flat black. Now this does not have rubber nut inserts like the that other grill has that I took the chrome cover off of. So this has plastic ones. So this one obviously at one point had the chrome grill, because it's got all these plastic ones. See, it's even got one down here, and there's no reason for that to be there. So apparently you don't have to have the well nuts. You can get, oh, and there I dropped it. You can get these and use them. And I'm pretty sure you can get these off the shelf at like Napa, something like that. They're sort of like license plate plastic screw nuts for license plates. Again, I would still use the 10-30 I guess, because that's what the other ones are. This is an older body. I don't know what that one over there came off of, but I know this is an older body because it's got the sideways battery tray, it's got the sport bar roll cage, but I can't tell. The catalyst sticker's damaged, so I have no idea what year this body and tub is. But obviously they changed something at some point, as far as that goes. So it's like I said, it's not this is not difficult to do. Take your time. Like I said, you have to remove this if you have it, and then you'll need an extra pair of these bumpers, and then you'll need either well nuts or those plastic inserts. And again, these are 10-30 size screws, and then they're 1 inch long. I used 1 inch long ones because I had to, because of these well nuts. You might not need that long, but again, there's nothing that you're going to screw into. Now one thing, this plastic piece, you can see it rubs. It's hard to tell because I polished it with the reflection, but there's a black line here because it rubs. And the rubbing that it's doing, or has done over the years, it actually rubbed through the chrome and caused a little bit of rust. So I treated the rust. There you can see it better because I pushed this down. This keeps popping up now too. So I don't know, I guess I'm gonna have to address that somehow. I don't know if I'm gonna trim this down, take this panel off and trim the back of the panel off so it's not rubbing on the grill, or what I'm gonna do with it, but it definitely needs to be addressed because it keeps popping up in the middle. So, all right, hopefully that helps you guys out with some information. A lot of times I do see these grills for sale and they're missing the headlight rings. You can get the headlight rings off of Amazon, these chrome rings. They are left and right, so make sure you're buying a pair, not buying two lefts or two rights. Because if you're buying them individually, you could be buying two lefts or buying two rights. So you gotta make sure if you're buying them individually that it's a left and a right. I think that's pretty much it. They said it's pretty simple. You know, the hardest thing is basically trying to get this off without damaging it. So, and it's somewhat flimsy. The aftermarket ones I've seen, I don't know. And as far as prices go, prices are all over the place on these. I've seen them as low as $20 with the headlight rings. I've seen people want $200 with no headlight rings, just for the grill cover. This particular one I purchased with that complete radiator support for $50. And it cleaned up really nice. It came with the chrome rings. The chrome rings are original. They're a little worse for wear as far as the chrome finish on the plastic goes, but you know, for $50, and I could drive there and pick it up, and I still have a radiator support laying around that's complete. I figured that was a good enough deal. So hopefully this helps you guys out, gives you an idea of what's required if you like it, or if you have one that you don't like, you want to rip it off. It gives you an idea of what you need to do to get it off with hopefully not damaging your radiator support. But either way, expect it to be black underneath, because not just the ones I have here, but I've seen other ones with this off, and it's usually, they said, where this piece of sheet metal here is welded to this piece of sheet metal, it's usually from there forward is black, like I showed on the red Jeep out there. So, until next time, like and subscribe.